What is up, y'all? Capone Tony here, and I'm going to be running through the new Crisis Dungeon, the Sector 5 on Very Hard. I'm just going to give it to you straight right now. Here's the symbol enemy info. If that's all you need for this, essentially this dungeon is very straightforward, you guys. So the dungeon info, off the bat, just tells you physical attack and fire potency is the best thing for this. So obviously put together your best physical fire team, which I have a very good one, so this was a straight up breeze for me. But yeah, all you need is fire. Every boss is weak to fire, and every boss needs circle sigil, and that's it. So honestly, for me, I didn't even need to really deal with any sigil phases because I could just kill everything so quickly. But yeah, if your team's a little bit weaker, because every account's different, right? So if you want to bring circle sigil, bring fire, that's all you're gonna necessarily need for this. So yeah, let's get into it now. I put together a team. This is my best physical fire team. A couple things I want to note. If you do not have Aerith's, Monster Hunter weapon, you can probably bring like Yuffie or somebody as like someone that can boost physical attack. Because what I recommend is like boosting whoever your best physical DPS is for fire, and just doing that. So you could bring Yuffie. You could bring just Matt. Multitude of characters that can boost physical attack. And also one character that can do debuff fire resistance. So I have Sephiroth for doing that. So yeah, and he's like a sub DPS too, where he can actually do decent fire damage with his materia slot right here. So yeah, and a couple other things. Obviously everything's weak to fire, so bring Crimson Flare and bring Ifrit. Everything else on my characters are just straight up physical attack stat sticks on the 2 DPSs. Like I said, if your account's too weak, bring Circle Sigil. Everything else is like just boosting fire potency, HP. Yeah, I would recommend probably having like 8 to 10,000 HP at least for this dungeon, because the first enemy that you fight can kind of hurt you. It's the Gallonbaloir, the big one. But yeah, for that battle, you might want to bring someone that can boost magic defense, which Aerith can do. My Aerith can do with her new Monster Hunter weapon. If you don't have Aerith's weapon, you could probably just bring Bandage Sword for Cloud, or you could bring Core Defender. There's a lot of options for that too. Red 13's weapon, the Sleek Collar. So you have a lot of options for that as well. So yeah, everything fire resist down, boost attack for your main DPS. That's the things I recommend here. But yeah, I can show off my whole team just if y'all want to see. So there we go. That's Cloud, and there's Aerith. Aerith is purely support. She's pretty much here to just heal, buff attack, buff magic defense. She can debuff with the Sun Umbrella. And then I actually gave her the B attack all allies weapon just so the other 2 characters will have a extra weapon slot, so they don't have to put this in the back. She can kind of do a little bit of magic attack, but she's going to be mainly just a healer and a support. So yeah, that is pretty much it. Let's get into it. This dungeon was very straightforward. If you have a good physical fire team, guys, yeah, you're not going to have a problem with this. So let's go down. Okay, so this guy, he might hurt you. Whoops. Damn it. Well, we're gonna have to keep going up and down ladders here. So yeah, this is the bigger Gallonbaloir enemy. So if it will let me, his thing is like literally blocking the screen. You could technically, do a different battle first, but I like to just get this one out of the way because he is kind of a pain in the butt. Fight him at his weakest strength. So like the other Gallonbaloir, go into defensive mode, start out. He's going to do his charge, and it hurts quite a bit. But from here on out, Aerith's going to buff magic defense and physical attack. Cloud's going to DPS. Sephiroth's going to debuff. Yep, there we go. For Aerith, I'm going to do that again. Cloud's going to attack. Sephiroth's going to DPS with Fury Blow. So we're not going to make it in time, but that's not really a big deal. So we can just go into defensive mode here, and you're going to see the electrocute happen, which is going to do a pretty good amount of damage. This is why I say you should have a good amount of HP for this. See, was no slouch. But, right after that attack, we're gonna be good to go. Pretty much Claude didn't need to attack. So there you go. That is the, I forgot what that enemy's name is. It's the Gallonbaloir that's stronger. So that symbol enemy is down. The Gallonbaloir Arcana, is that what it's called? I'll take the physical attack up because we are doing physical damage. High potions, supplements, those are nice to have. I don't think the route really matters here because all the enemies are, you know, they're the same type of enemy, weak to fire. So for Aerith here, I might want to get in a heal. Because we did take a good amount of damage in that previous battle. I might actually use some supplements all around. That's another thing, guys. Like, don't be afraid to use items in these dungeons. This is not like a dungeon event, which, by the way, we haven't had in a very long time. But, yeah, don't be afraid to use items. Because, you know, even though you do take a little bit of a score hit, it's, you know, if you kill the enemy faster because of them, or you're able to survive these dungeons because of the items, then it's worth it. So I'm going to just give everybody topped off here. Supplements and high potions. So now we're going into this battle, which honestly, this should be really quick if you have a good fire setup. So every battle here, I'm going to start it up with Aerith doing the physical attack buff. Honestly, Cloud, you can just start attacking. Oh yeah, I guess you can bring a poison heal for this. But I don't think it's super needed. If you, if you have a good fire team, you should destroy this thing very quickly. Push Sephiroth with a debuff quicker. You know, kind of sloppy there, but he still died really quickly. Didn't even have to worry about the ads. Alright. Symbol boss. Alright, for this, I'll play it safe. I'll just take the physical defense. You know, I could just make myself super OP and strong, but honestly, I think I'm already kind of there. So it's not super needed. Alright, so we got the blue dragon here. This guy is, you know, obviously a joke also if you have a good fire setup. So just focus on him. Aerith buff, Cloud attack, and then Sephiroth just attack. You didn't have to debuff. So he's honestly, I think he's even extra weak to fire potency. So yeah, that was kind of a cakewalk. But like I said, man, everyone's account's different. I know everyone's probably not going to have as good as a fire setup as me, but still, if you have a good fire team that's probably in the 200 to 300k power, you know, you should be doing, you know, similar damage. I'll just take the 10% fire potency here. Fire cocktail, that's even going to make things even more easier. So we're going to go down the ladder here. Going to get these items. A couple of tents. So these guys, these guys aren't really any difficult either. Should I use any items? Let's give Aerith a high potion, why not? She's a little bit low on HP. So, same thing again. Aerith, buff their team's physical attack. Like I said, if you just only have like Yuffie or something to do that with Arctic Star, do that as well. You know, use whatever you got. But it's always nice to just use one DPS and then just have everyone support that one DPS. So these guys obviously weak to fire, so they were just destroyed. There we go. Alright, so for this, I'll just take, I could take the physical attack, but, you know, whatever works for you. I'll just take magic defense, you know, if you want to play it safe. But also go up here, and I think you have to go up this ladder, because you'll get one item that's down here. I think it's like scent catalyst things, so get that. if you have not, but I already got it in my previous run. So we're gonna go down the ladder here, and we're gonna go to the end, pretty much. Do we have any more ads? I think that's it. Oh, okay, one more ad. Honestly, same thing again. Gonna do the buff. And I'm gonna be saving my limit breaks because, you know, we're at the end. Sephiroth, just take this guy out. Sephiroth as a sub DPS is actually very good with just materia. It's pretty wild. It is a Fire Mastery costume though, so he gets 20% extra, but he's actually pretty good with just materia. Alright, so we're at the end here. I would just recommend, you could use supplements or potions. You just want to top yourself off. I'll just use the tent. Take the score hit. Give P attack jellies to your 2 DPSs. If you have 3 DPSs, you know, just go all out. It's time to use your items now. Use your fire cocktails, use your power jellies. If you need the extra DPS for those previous enemies, you can also use jellies too. You know, don't be afraid to use your items, but you know, that's all up to you. It all depends on your account, where you're at on your power. So I think we're good to go. Let's do one more double check. So yeah, we knocked out everybody, all the enemies, got all the chests. All right, so we got Behemoth Pawn coming up. So like other enemies here, this one's a little bit different. You're gonna want to debuff his fire resistance because he's gonna buff it immediately when you start the battle. But also, I'm gonna do this with Aerith. I'm going to buff physical attack again. And then with Sephiroth here, I'm going to use EI or whatever it's called. So I'm going to use this twice, and then I'm going to pop my limit breaks. Alright. Now, let's get into it. Crimson Flare followed by Hellfire. Do Crimson Flare first because it's going to buff your fire potency for all your characters. There you go. And then Hellfire. GG's. And that's pretty much it. That's because of all those, the fire, the boost attacks, the fire potency, Aerith boosting the attack also. I think she also debuffed with Sun Umbrella because there's a lot going on there. So he took a massive amount of damage from those 2 summons. And that is it. That is easy S+, pretty sure. I think it was better than my previous run. And there we go. Wasn't better in my previous run. I think he used more items, but either way, 961k. Like, I only think you need probably like 750 or something to get S+, so, you know, very simple. Yeah, you get a lot of Mithril ore here, a lot of Crisis metals, blue crystals. It's the synth catalyst, materia synthesis stuff. Very useful stuff, so try to get through this at the best that you can with your account. But that is it. That is Sector 5 on Very Hard. If you enjoy my Ever Crisis content, please give this video a like, comment, subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you on the next one. Later.